Well, look who it is.
Well.
Hey, it is one half
welcome.
of BUSSI who we're going to get into.
One third of Last Count Anywhere.
That
Yes.
is true.
1/3 of Dork Dynasty.
One third of Dork Dynasty, new episode for the end of the week, and one of the OG DLP members and a member of DLP Patreon Palooza, July 11th. Everything is on deck, including one program we're going to really have to sell Rob and Joe on. But we'll get into that before the end of the show.
We did prep. I never heard that mentioned.
Yeah, we kind of whispered that when you weren't paying attention. Like, we got to have that be a part of it.
We have to mention it that way. The groundswell of the listeners.
You know, it's funny because when my brother and I used to argue, but when he was our producer, I'd be like, well, let me deal with it on the air because then it can, at least I can get some sort of benefit from it. So you have to sell me on it. It's bad.
Yeah.
If you have to sell me
if I
on
gotta
it,
sell you on it,
it's bad.
Did you? I mean, if you want to get right into it, okay.
Yeah,
Eric.
Let's just say there's 5 plates coming in your future.
Dude, 5-plated audio. There was, what was it, a month back, 2 months back?
What if all of Patreon Palooza is 5 episodes of just the full series? You get to binge,
and we cap it off with blunt questions.
I remember
the world's most interactive podcast.
You have to really be a fan of the Rob and Joe show to know about fucking blunt questions.
I listened, because of you two assholes, to every goddamn episode.
Me too. Yeah.
Okay, to give a quick backstory, Joe, it was just you. Rob was not there.
No, it was me, Katie, and some other friends.
Somebody else. Just met, I mean, the definition of a goddamn douchebag.
The worst guy.
Douchebag. I mean, he looked like the lead singer of LFO. I love a girl that wears Abercrombie and Fitch.
It looks like he carried roofies and a Pez dispenser. Real classy.
He poses in front of other people's cars. All right. Every day he gets up and grinds. And he had a podcast called Blunt Questions, and it was marketed, and I don't know to this day what it means, the world's most interactive podcast. What the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, it didn't even have a chat room like we have.
You couldn't interact at all. There's no email address. There was no social.
I dare anyone to try to reach out to them now.
It won't happen. They stopped doing that show in 2019. So Eric, a month and a half back, sends a link to the DLP group going, if you have time today, spend 10 minutes with this podcast. And I look and see who it's about. I roll my eyes, but I say, it's Eric. I trust him. I'm going to give it 10 minutes. An hour later, I'm in the gym howling at what I have just heard. Eric is our guest. Tell us who it was, what it was, and how it was.
I mean, it's the one and only Chris Restivo. It's the Chris Restivo show.
It's not only the one and only. It's the one and only. There's only one episode.
It's on Spotify. You can follow it. I'm one of like the 6 followers that follows it. Anyway, the funniest part of that, I mean, we text each other back and forth, and I was like a little bit ahead. I was like, wait till you get to this part.
Oh no,
wait till you get there.
Magnificent.
At the very end, this is how Chris ends that episode. He goes, by the way, he just talks to some random stripper. There's no,
is she even a stripper? I think she's like a webcam girl or
What is my mother-in-law's birthday? I have no fucking idea. What was the name of the woman that he interviewed? Trixie Dixie. Trixie Dixie.
By the way, who didn't Google fucking Trixie Dixie?
Immediately.
I tried to find Trixie Dixie.
Oh, I got her whole dossier.
I know this.
OnlyFans, IG, criminal record, got it all.
The one thing I know about Trixie Dixie is she's been through some shit.
She has seen some shit.
She's like, this triggers me. That triggers me. I get bothered by this. This sets me off.
Oh yeah, she's definitely one. Like, I have never seen a picture of her, but she's definitely has like the little tattoo of like her kids, her like dead infants, like imprint on her thing.
And you see the number like
2018
to 2019.
Hey.
That's just how long the pregnancy was.
You know, 2 weeks ago, Scott Bergson, brother Mac Bergson, was in town.
Yeah,
and Scott and Rob went to play trivia with us that Monday. Not last Monday, but the Monday before. Rob said, hey, can you pick us up? Scott Bergson gets in the car. Rob gets in the car. Katie pulls, she drives a Tesla. The computer screen comes up. Her podcasts are up there.
Okay.
The Chris Restivo show is on there.
Yeah.
Right there.
Take those spins.
DLP agenda.
You're welcome.
But the last thing of this podcast, the last thing he says, she goes, this was really fun. We should do it again sometime. He goes, we're definitely doing this again.
And
hey, by the way, this has been another episode for
not only is he not doing it again with her, He's never doing it again.
He'll never do it again. The majority of this, and there's some nuance to it, but the majority of this is that this woman has an OnlyFans. And Chris, being that the player that he is, he ain't never going to subscribe to an OnlyFans. But the majority of the episode is him trying to get free access to the OnlyFans to see the content, while saying he's never been or had dealings with OnlyFans, yet multiple women have asked him to manage their OnlyFans.
Slowly, he's also trying to become an OnlyFans pimp.
Is he trying to be an OF?
Yes.
He's trying to, this entire episode.
They want Chris,
start a new business.
The guy who's never been on OnlyFans and also gets dropped off wherever he needs to go. They say, that's the guy that I want to.
This needs to be our Elon Musk.
So I don't want to dime out Katie,
on Musk,
but she's obsessed with watching his Instagram and him trying to sell his merch.
Oh, yeah. I watched the Stripper Whisperer is the first thing that pops up.
Dude, the shit you told me about the hat had me in
yes, when there's a video on Instagram right now where he's pulling out his merch. By the way, he has about 1,000 different things that he sells.
Yes.
I don't know how is this even a thing?
I don't even listen.
You buy one thing at a time and sell it
now. Yes, there's soft goods companies now that make to order.
Honestly,
that you don't need to order 500 or something.
Right,
you just get something.
Right, but I don't want to pay $45 for the Chris Restivo shirt.
There are Vietnamese children who have made less tennis shoes than Chris has made designs. Can I tell you that? I'm saying it right now. This guy is a workhorse.
This guy is an absolute stalwart.
But
there are Ocean City gift shops that don't have as much shit that this dude has got in the trunk of his dad's car.
If you look at the latest one, he's pulled out all his merch, which, by the way, did you see what he brings his merch in?
No.
Garbage bag. Okay. So he brings his merch in a garbage bag.
Listen, look, can I tell you something? Let me defend him.
Dude, he's a hustler.
He's cutting overhead that way.
Hell yeah.
I don't want a guy that has a fancy bag. He's saving.
Well, he doesn't.
He's passing the cost on to you. He's passing the savings on to you.
So he pulls out a million different things, and he has a shirt. I mean, a hat. I don't remember what it said. You know, I love titties and whatever it said.
Yeah.
And some guy goes, "Hey, man, let me have that. Let me buy that hat." And he goes, "All right, cool." He goes, "It's $20." He goes, "How about 15?" He goes, "All right, I'll give it to you for 15." He goes, "All right, I'll pay you later." So not only does he talk Chris down, he doesn't pay him.
He got it for 100% off. And you hear the dejectedness in his voice. He ain't never gonna.
No, that guy's never gonna give him the $15 that he owes him. Chris is also wearing slides. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think Chris's shoe size is about a 4. It's about a men's 4.
Yeah.
And I guess you can't buy a men's 4, right? It doesn't exist. So he has to buy the smallest men's size, which is probably a 7. And that's too big.
He looks like he's wearing a fucking shingle.
Oh. Now, another great thing about, and I really recommend that you listen to it's only one episode. If you give I think the episode is like an hour and a half long.
You get some backstory on him and it's kind of his
one
upbringing. And there's a moment in there where this Trixie Dixie lady, they're catching up, and he's just trying to shoot the breeze with her. He's being kind, and he's trying to bring her along. And she has this moment where she goes, "Yeah, I remember back when I first started hanging out with you and all your friends back in the day. Man, they used to shit on you constantly.
They were so mean to you.
They were so awful to you all the time. They really treated you like shit."
Yeah. And he's like, "I didn't really want that out there, but
you know, well, just busting balls." No, they were awful to you and were super mean constantly.
Well, also, she went through some shit, Trixie Dixie, and she had to move back in with her parents. And Chris goes, "Man, I can't imagine living with my parents." Now, he was living with his parents like 2 weeks prior.
Yeah,
this is right as he moved into his place.
He's moved it, but he was on a different level then. You know, as soon as you move out, your life is all changed, man. That's why you could never imagine going back to it.
So I'm imagining what you're saying is that you want an episode of the Chris Restivo show for Patreon. Hey, if he's willing to generate an episode, we'll be willing to put it up.
Are the listeners excited about this?
Okay, people in chat, Moku, Kelsey, Rodney. Yes, Rodney, I'm going to take you up on that Elden Ring offer. Shoemake, what's up, brother? Rodney, everybody else. Dave Dennis, you son of a bitch. We're talking about you in a second. Would you be interested at the end of a DLP Patreon Palooza as a special? My 90s kids will remember this. When you let the CD play to the 99th track.
Oh,
and you got the hidden track.
Yeah.
Tool love doing that. This is going to be a hidden track. This is going to be a post-credit scene. This is going to be a hidden liner note. You're going to get an episode
It's gonna be good.
of the Chris Restivo show. but he's not on it, and it's just us talking to Trixie Dixie.
Oh, I'd love.
If
Can we get Trixie?
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
Yes,
somebody
we can.
That's one thing we
She's
have.
not in a women's prison.
Can we ask our producer Joe Stamboni
Yeah.
to find her?
Yes. And
Okay.
I'm telling you what, he won't be able to, but we can track her down. Joe
right.
will forget to.
We
But
I think we just got to go out there with, a 6-pack of Miller Lite and head up and down Key Highway. We gotta find her. She can't go past the
Trixie, we'll just light 8 Newports at once and sage the alleys.
We
We'll
do a seance. To
We'll do a
draw her.
seance and we paint the Ouija board in a bunch of menthols, and she'll just emerge from some shitty orifice in the
It's-
ground.
As soon as I'm done pouring the L in this cool,
Oh.
you're gonna have to. say
Dude,
the
there was
magic
another
words.
moment on there where he was talking about he was asking how long it's been since she's had sex.
Oh yeah.
And it's been like, oh, it's like 4 months. And she tried to get her boyfriend to come visit, but his dickhead boss wouldn't let him come and visit so he can get his dick wet. And hearing him tell in his hypothetical situation, Chris, what he would tell his boss if he was about to cross some state lines to get pussy, I'm like, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I'm about to go. Get
Meanwhile,
some
he
ass."
doesn't have a
He
boss,
doesn't have a
and
I'd be
he.
like, oh, fuck that. I'm getting ass tonight.
My
Doesn't
dad's-
matter.
My dad's trying
well,
to
then you're
tell him.
fired. You have to come to
Oh
work.
my god.
No, meanwhile, by the way, if there's one thing I'm sure of, it's that this man who wouldn't come visit Trixie Dixie,
Yeah.
they're not together anymore.
And he probably
Yeah.
couldn't visit because I'm going to guess there was an ankle bracelet involved in this guy. She has had some things
Yeah.
happen
Bad
to
things
her.
happened at the Saliva concert that couldn't be undone.
Yeah. There was an
Patreon-
actual punch at the 5 Finger Death Punch show, and she was the speed bag recipient of it.
Patreon Palooza is 7-Eleven,
Yes.
easy to remember.
Yeah.
Every single show that we do, including possibly the Chris Restivo show,
Hidden
but
track.
there'll be an episode of Lock It Up, the Dumbcast, some shows that we really haven't either have died on the vine or we haven't had any episodes from in a while.
Yeah.
They'll all be part of what we do on 7-Eleven. Story Time with Tommy Simbazo, Laughs Count Anywhere, Dork Dynasty, and of course, Here's Why You're Wrong in the DLP. agenda.
I'm sorry, did you say lock it up?
I did.
We just doing lock it up. Also,
Hell
I
yeah.
said I'd reference you. Dave Dennis. Go to our Patreon page right now. You can find it, link to it, Justin98Rock on Instagram. Click my story. And if you're listening to this live, I'm going to put it up on my main post on Instagram in perpetuity. Dave Dennis, with a program, however the hell he did it, he has whipped us up some new logos for Laughs Count Anywhere, Storytime with Tommy Simbazo. This Is Why You're Wrong. And he's working on some others. They blew my mind. They are incredible. I don't need the AI taking my broadcasting gig, but I don't mind if it takes graphic design jobs because these are spectacular.
Yeah, they're
Go
great.
look
They
at
make
them
me
now.
look way better than I do.
Oh, we're all
That is
pieces
true.
of
They
ass.
even make Katie, who's already hot, even
Hotter.
hotter. So
Mhm.
yeah, I like it. I like looking like
Yeah,
that.
The one when we're
rather than
wrestlers
looking
is
like
pretty
this.
impressive.
Yeah,
Oh.
where you're jacked.
Yeah.
That's going to
Yeah.
get used a whole lot. Speaking of Eric, speaking of Tommy, BUSSI, the special, as we sit here and broadcast today on the 10th, or is it the 11th? The 11th
Today
today?
is the 11th,
The
day of
11th
the month. So
Is-
tomorrow,
Tomorrow's the day.
tomorrow the BUSSI special Transparent drops on this mom and pop site called YouTube.
Does it
Hell
drop at midnight tonight?
No, it drops at noon
No,
tomorrow.
hot.
Dude,
High
nice.
noon. That's when all the shootouts happen.
Yeah,
You gotta
tune
get
on
high
rye,
noon.
and then also the BUSSI.
So
But that's good because this show will be out likely prior to that.
yeah.
Rob will put it up, and people will hear that. Anybody live in chat knows at noon tomorrow.
Yeah.
And share the shit out of this thing. I'm telling you, we need to kind of chain letter this bitch. This is real grassroots. They paid for this thing out of pocket. He will never financially recover from this.
Yeah, I don't know
Share
if
it,
you guys
share it
know this.
again.
I'm not a rich man, and Tommy isn't either.
Tommy's currently working on learning to counterfeit, so he's trying to change that.
We're very grassroots again. We're really counting on you guys to spread the word. Many of you guys, I'm sure listeners of the show, were at the recording,
Yeah.
which happened back in October of last year. We finally put this all together. It's been building a little bit of swell. We're calling in all our favors, but don't just watch it. Send it to a friend who lives very far away.
Share
and
it.
Tell
I
them
want numbers
to share.
I want numbers to peg in this thing. Indonesia, Spain, Auckland, South America, Egypt.
Yes.
I want to see weird places in the
I
world.
want it to touch all 5 plates of the world.
Hit all plates. I want this bitch to sound like it played in Antarctica. I want this-
Platesia. What's it called when all the
Oh, Pangea.
yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Five
plate
Pangea.
Gia.
Have you seen it?
The special,
Is it
yes,
done?
I watched it one time and it's full. It's done. It's all edited together. I think it turned out better from what we put together and what I actually ended up being. It's so much better than I thought it would turn out that I'm really proud of it. So, and it was a turbo high crowd that you closed out both of those shows for.
That was a
So
good night. That was a great
They
night.
were fucking great crowds. You'll probably see a couple of DLP listeners in the audience in the front row. But overall, man, it was good, and it's been a very when this is over and it's out, and I don't have to worry about promoting it anymore. I'm gonna be so happy.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, the promotional
very
work
stressful.
begins once it's
Yeah.
out. That's when
Now you know how Tom Cruise feels when he does a Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I get it.
You got to do the media junket. And if you're listening now, you're going to be joining me on Thursday on JSS.
Yes, I'll be at JSS filling in for Scott all morning with
Tom,
you.
you'll be there Friday. And yeah, again, we're going to kind of drill this into your head. So we apologize now if we sound like a skipping needle on a broken
we've done
record.
nothing to sell you things that aren't even here yet. And by the way, I'm not even selling you. It's free.
Yeah,
You
it's
just get to
free.
watch it for free. I'm
Yeah.
letting you know that it exists. Sorry, it didn't need to be that
Yeah,
aggressive.
real angry
Calm
at
down.
you.
You want him to like you.
They're pissing me off.
How about the show we all recently did, The Answers Murder, Rams Head Live, where you guys, the intermission of the trivia portion, you guys go up.
Yeah.
And that was a raucous Annapolis crowd. We talked about it on the last DLP.
Yeah.
And then you guys went out there, all new song. Some was it MK
Yeah.
Ultra?
Yeah, MK Ultra Into You.
Okay.
But I think we just call it Ultra Into You. Is the
Yeah.
That's
the
funny.
official.
It's good. And was
So-
that the first time you had performed
It's
it
the first time
live?
we've ever performed it live.
Yeah.
And we had some hiccups, but I felt like
Not
we
really.
finished it strong.
I didn't
really.
notice any hiccups, and people enjoyed it. My least favorite part was Tommy holding the phone as he sang, and
Yeah.
my favorite part was the audience reaction. They liked it,
They did. It's
good to do well immediately, right? So
Yeah,
Makes
I mean,
you
obviously-
believe in a joke.
yeah.
Yeah.
Believe in a bit.
Well, I think there's sometimes when you like, there's a song we do, Special Girl, and I always felt Special Girl was a good song, but originally it didn't have those lyrics. We had to revamp the lyrics to it.
Yeah, you
completely.
did.
And
You
sometimes
had to-
they change over time.
A band by the name of BUSSI is being sensitive about language.
Yeah, I'll
This
tell
is
you what,
the-
on a Patreon sometime, I'll tell you about the secret lyrics to the original Special Girl
Oh,
song.
hell yeah. Maybe
be
on
happy to-
Patreon Palooza. I do like also how I do this a lot during some of the DLP murder mysteries where Rob will write some graphic sexual act into it somehow. And then I'll find usually somebody that's over the age of 80.
Mhm.
Do you know what it means to jork a peanuts?
Yeah.
Do you know what it means
You
to
know what a furry is. Yeah.
Exactly. And obviously they don't. But the portion of the show where you're not asking people, do you know what a bussy is?
Yeah.
And you'll try the double entendre. Then you'll try and jab them in the ribs with it a little bit.
Mhm.
And then you just hit them over the head with the actual bussy definition.
Yeah. Then we show them.
To watch from the back. Check it out. Here's my bussy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I have these prospector go into the bathroom PJs on. Let me unbutton them.
All right, everybody, sing along. B is for pussy. It's now sitting on you.
No, that was a great night. I'm excited for the special. Hot Bussy with an I.
Yeah.
Hot Bussy with an I is the website.
Hotbussy.com takes you right to it. So hotbussy.com. Even though Shoemake for some reason can't access that website, he's the only one I've heard that can't for some reason. He's like child parental.
He needs to
settings
get
up
off
on
his work
phone.
computer. Yeah.
But everybody else
Yeah.
seems to be fine. And if you can't do that, you could always go to ericcomedy.com. Eric with a K comedy.
And we'll
with a
link the
C.
shit out of it on all the DLP properties. We'll see to it gets in front of you. You're gonna have to try to not see this thing. We're gonna
Yeah.
shove it in your face.
So, Eric, did you listen to the show last week when
I
I
did.
recapped the Oriole game that we went on?
Dare I say I lived it, Joe?
Yeah, no, I know you lived it, but I wanted to know how accurate it was because, and if you listened last week, what happened was, and I'll recap it real quickly. First of all, I never want a kid not to like me. That's very, very
True.
important to me. I want to make sure that if there's a kid there, I'm their favorite. Okay. So Eric's youngest is there.
He wants that kid to leave hard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I know how to get, I know my way. Because when I was a kid, I cared about one thing. How do I get candy?
I want a
Yeah.
treat.
How do you get
How do I
I
get
want a
sweets?
treat.
What do I have to do? How do I get sweets? When I go to the game, I'm like, all right. So I'm like, hey, every time they
How
score a
did you
run,
never get abducted?
right?
Yeah, man. You should have gotten.
Like,
We
super
talk about
miserable.
that. My dad used to send me in PG County
Yeah.
to run around and buy him cigarettes.
Go buy rum from that
Yeah.
forest man.
So I
Here's
don't
your
know
bag
how
of
I'm
fruit.
Say,
here.
Hey, sweet tarts.
I don't
Get
know.
over here.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm here because I'm watching the show I Survived. Have you guys watched this show?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's one person that was in a tornado and 2 women that were raped and almost murdered. Every episode.
Hate when that happens.
It's crazy.
How am I the only DLP member that's been molested? How am I it? And you should have 1,000 times.
I
over
can't believe it.
searching the woods for transients that happen to have Mary Janes on them, which I know was a hot candy when you were growing
I mean,
up.
Justin, maybe you were just the sexiest kid out of all of us.
So
you know?
Yes.
So real quick, I said every time they score a run, I'll buy you a dessert. They scored 3 runs in the first 4 innings. She thought it was fucking Christmas Day.
Yeah, you got her cotton candy,
Yeah.
funnel cakes,
Yeah.
and then you got her
Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots.
And it was all early in the game. It was
Yeah.
like inning 1, 2, 3.
There were 3 runs scored in the first 4 innings.
Got it.
After that, they never scored another run, and even they had the bases loaded with 1 out one time. And I go, "This is our cotton," because she wanted another cotton candy. I go, "This is our cotton candy at bat." Mountcastle hits into a double
It's not
play.
helping that you won't let it go. You keep selling it. You're
Right.
like, man, I'm getting hungry. We gotta get another
Right.
snack soon.
And she's like, "Yes."
And all she heard was like snack. And she started bargaining.
Yeah,
with
she
you.
was
It's like,
bargaining with me.
well, the Rays just scored.
I go,
I think it's time for a thing now. You go, hey, bitch, that's not how it works.
No, I would
Yeah.
not do it. But at the end, when she didn't get it, I saw her face.
She wasn't happy.
She was.
Hey,
Here's
before
the
we
thing.
get to Susie's reaction, because I know we want to get to that. Do you remember what she did when you got the funnel cake? We put her up.
Yeah,
to
you know,
it.
did I tell you this? What she did?
No.
This little bitch.
We got her good. Hey, what she get? So first we tried to convince her, Joe and Erica and I. We
Yeah.
all tried to convince her that said, hey, whatever color Katie brings back cotton candy, say, dang, I really wish
You
got
did
the
tell
other
me
one.
this. Yeah, if
Okay.
you
That was
bring
number
back
one.
blue, say down I wanted pink.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't do it. But the second time when she knew funnel cake was coming, the funnel cake got handed to her.
Blew the funnel.
Blows
cake.
it right onto Joe.
Hey, you know what shirt I was wearing? I was
Dark
wearing
black.
The
Yeah.
exact shirt there.
Dark
Exact.
black.
Exact same shirt. I'm covered in white. It never came off.
Yeah.
I'm wearing it.
You
Which,
look
by
like
the
you
way,
got dusted for Prince.
I liked it. I
Okay.
liked it. I liked it.
It's a great bid.
Right.
Sucks that it's on you.
That's okay.
It's like a
I-
Coke party gone wrong.
Right. I want that. Good. We're where we're trying to get. You and I, we have a rapport. Everything's good. But at the end, as we were walking out, I saw the tears welling in her eyes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Here's what
When
we're
she
going to
didn't
do.
get her fucking 4th dessert. It's hard to explain when they think they're getting a dessert that they've already eaten 2 more than they should have gotten.
Yeah.
You've got way more dessert than you should have gotten. And if you need a place to store all those delicious treats and your roof isn't working out for you, store those delicious treats, confections, candies, cotton candies, lemon sticks, ice creams, Dippin' Dots under a beautiful GRB roof. Go to grbroofing.com or call them at 443-699-6192. Ask for our man Henry. Tell him DLP sent you. GRB Roofing, they put stuff over your stuff. If you're able to see up through the roof, if you can see sky and you ain't got skylight, it's probably your dog shit roof. If it's starting to sag, you're starting to see some cracks. Whenever it rains, there's a bit of a drip. Don't put a bucket underneath of it. You don't live somewhere in Appalachia. Get that goddamn roof fix for grbroofing.com. They do sidings, they do deck, they do windows. They've got hundreds and hundreds of commercial residential projects underneath of their belt. Henry's a DLP fan like you guys. You're considered family to him. He likes dealing with people that he considers friends and family, and that's what you are. So please do me a favor. 443-699-6192. That's 443-699-6192. grbroofing.com. And should your current shitbox roof collapse on you, you might have a case.
That's right. With the great Rice, Randolph Rice, Joseph Murtha, and Mr. Pasoris. Here's Randolph right here.
How handsome is he?
That's right. How gorgeous is he? And we talked about it last week, and it really made me kind of feel bad about myself, but it's also true. And Eric, I don't know if you heard this. There's no way that I can be a millionaire. I'm never going to work hard enough. I'm never going to have an idea that's good enough. That's never going to happen. However, if something horrible is thrust upon me, that's my avenue to riches.
That is a good. You just need to go walk out in front of your
That's
house.
right.
It's very high speed.
Hoping
There's no
someone's drunk.
Sidewalk, right?
Hoping someone's drunk and plows into me.
This is a
EMTs will be shocked at how not upset I am when my legs are backed over in a parking lot by an Escalade.
It's interesting because Justin said he would plow you right after the show.
The minute we get done, somebody's getting plowed, and they might have a case on their hands. Now, you know how much money I have, so it's going to be a minimal payday at best. But if anybody,
Yeah, that's not the guy you want to go after.
not the guy.
No one at this table.
you want to hit a Gabbert. You want to
That's
hit
right.
a Minzer. You want to
Right.
hit a Dave Dennis.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Those are the people that you want to have smack into you with your beautiful automobile. So that beautiful automobile that hit you can now become yours. But where should I look them up if I want to find out more about our financial future? Even though we can't dance no more, we're going to be doing it in a beautiful mansion. Rice Law MD?
Yeah, Rice Law MD. Hey, real quick. I had on my DLP shirt at an event that I went to at Timberlake Farms. That's Jason Minzer's company, right?
Oh.
And a guy goes in and goes, "Hey, I was in your office the other day." He's looking at my shirt. I go, "The DLP, Rice Mirtha and
Rice
Thesaurus."
Mirtha and
Right on the back.
Thesaurus. Yes. So thank you, Randolph Rice. We might be doing something special with you this summer. A couple of things. A JSS thing. If you're a big fishing fan and you're trying to grab some of that marlin, we might be doing something. Pay attention to JSS. And maybe we're going to have ourselves a little DLP daytime excursion. So you have the Robinsons, you have the Woodworths. The promise that's made is for every time they get a home run, sweet baby Erik gets a treat.
Yeah.
And
now
there's
here,
three treats.
yeah,
And when do the treats stop? At the
they
fourth
stop
inning?
at the fourth inning. And now I guess I want to know now is that am I? It'd be one thing if there's indifference that I didn't win her over, but am I a villain now? Am I the bad guy now?
We wanted to
Well-
ask you about the car ride home because he
Yeah.
told me, and he's not kidding. I've seen him interact with my kids. He's the fucking Pied Piper. He's Epstein without the fucking. He wants kids to like him. So when she parted ways, your daughter, and was
Mhm.
distraught, that didn't sit.
I didn't
well
like
with
it.
him.
Didn't sit good.
Didn't sit well with him.
I'll tell you what, it didn't really come up on the ride home because she had a sugar coma on the drive home.
Oh hell yeah!
She passed out hard. Looked like it looked like all the treats he gave her were from
the
Bill
crash.
Cosby.
Okay.
What did Erica think of the offer?
We were very, very grateful.
Misses.
It was very
Okay.
nice. We thought it was nice.
Your goddamn
by the way,
shoving
when,
sugar in them.
when my kids are disappointed in life, I treat it exactly how my dad does. Like if you don't get something, he goes, so
Move on.
so they're probably less mad at you than they are at me. 'Cause
Okay.
My reaction to like anytime they lose in a game or something,
Well, good. No, I don't mind if
sucks
they,
to be you, nerd.
I'm fine if they don't like you.
But I will say, so I still put Susie to bed. Or listen, if Erica's listening, which she is, I put Susie to bed sometimes, and Erik Woodworth does it a lot more than
Mhm.
I have historically, to be clear. But I put Susie to bed that night. And said, "Hey, what was the best thing that happened today?" And she goes, "The Orioles game was really fun. It was a good time." I was like, "What was the worst thing that happened?" Probably not getting that extra treat.
This is the worst part of her
worst
night.
part.
Her worst part of her
Was
day.
a broken promise.
The worst part was not getting more of the
said-
best part.
He said the worst part was feeling like you got lied to.
The worst part was having my trust shattered. as
Well,
a
I'm so
kindly old
sorry.
man.
But
Oh, my God.
I'll next time we go to a game, if there ever is another one,
Hey.
she'd probably cry and not go.
And shout out to somebody in chat right now, Rob Mayer, who's not here, by the way. He's on the mend. He's just not feeling great right now. So Rob will talk to you next week. Saving Private Ryan Hands listens to your podcast outside of the DLP universe. He says he's a loyal to the Gore fan.
Oh yeah, LTTG, man. We're about 6. That is the rebranded Quality Time.
You,
I was gonna say, I don't even know what this is.
It's a new Quality Time, which used to
Yeah.
be him, Jeremy, the great Ashley Pontius, covering a lot of like B, C, D level
Yeah.
horror films.
We
and
don't really do like long breakdowns of his single movies anymore. We just kind of be like, what did we watch this week? And then we
Right.
play little games and stuff like that. Nothing like what this show does. Anyway,
Yeah, all right.
nothing like that. We haven't copied it anyway. But no, it's really fun. And thank you for being a devout listener of Loyal to the Gore.
I'm gonna start listening to that.
I will.
Okay.
I will. For you and Ashley, loyal to the Gore, RIP. Jeremy, speaking of things that you've watched this week,
Can I start with this?
please,
Yeah.
you got something
You're on
you're
deck.
eager.
There's there's a movie. It's on Netflix. It's called Hitman.
Okay.
Now the premise is that there's a guy and he's a nerd. Okay, he's a nerd.
All right.
Okay, and
Not based on the video game.
There's a
Hitman.
video game called Hitman with a movie that came out, and I can't remember.
it couldn't be less
Okay.
than
This is
what I
not that.
assume this game is. Now I want you to see what this has on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow. Click on that.
It's got a
97%.
97%.
Well, click on it though, because I need to see audience score too.
Okay,
because we're gonna
sure.
talk
Let me
about
see.
that.
Is
Just
this
click the
one?
Rotten
Oh,
Tomatoes.
got
That's
it.
it.
Oh,
Click
get me
that.
there, right?
And now
Okay.
see, this is one of those films that
That's
I look
90
at
and 90. Okay.
97% and 93%.
that says I got a banger on my
Right,
hands.
and the star in it is the guy from he's in the new Top Gun. He's plays the
Glenn Powell.
Yeah, Glenn Powell. He plays the Merlin character from or that type of character. He's in this movie with Sydney Sweeney where they are, their love interests that don't really like each other. He's in the new Twister, and he's in this.
Is Retta in this?
Greta Thunberg. Yeah.
Is Retta in this?
Yes. Oh yeah. Retta is in it.
Retta's in this.
Yeah, Retta is. You know who that is?
No.
Yeah, Retta is from Parks and Rec.
No.
She was in Parks and Rec. Remember the Treat Yourself with Aziz Ansari? She's pretty good. All right.
If you have one name, you better be
you better be
fucking
Cher,
Prince.
right?
You better be goddamn Prince if you're going
If
by
you
one.
told-
At least The Rock is The Rock.
If you had asked me before this and you just said the word Retta, is this a character or an actress in the movie Hitman or a type of cheese? I'm leaning towards cheese.
I immediately go,
Leaning
it's a
towards
stinky,
cheese.
expensive
I
cheese.
bet it's delicious.
So where did you watch it? What's it about?
So I watched it on Netflix,
Okay.
and the first thing we see is I've got 97%.
Look good.
This is
This
good.
thing is good. This guy's great. Okay. The first thing is you're supposed to believe that guy, the guy, Glenn Powell,
Glenn Powell.
nobody likes him. They think he's ugly.
Yeah.
You're supposed to think he's ugly
He's a nerd. People don't like him.
because they put glasses on him.
Put glasses on him,
Ugh.
and he combed his hair to the side.
Ugh.
Now he's a
I
nerd.
can't even look at you.
You know,
How-
it's like all of a sudden Selma Hayek takes her glasses off and she's
Yeah.
hot. I mean, it's okay. You got to wrap your head around that.
Okay.
Now, what he is, he's not a hitman.
All right.
He's somebody who pretends to be a hitman to trap people who are trying to hire a hitman. That's the
Okay.
idea.
Oh, so he's like
Okay.
a
Craigslist
Sting, yeah.
Hitman.
That's right.
I
Gotcha. Like when a pervert thinks they're talking to a 14-year-old and it's definitely
Right.
a cop, he's does
That's
that.
correct.
Okay, got
Now,
it.
so
Okay.
then here he is, and he meets people. And what he tries to do is see them and look at their social media and try to become a character that they would feel comfortable hiring as a hitman. That's the
Okay.
idea.
Okay.
Okay. So now all of a sudden, there's a woman that wants to hire him as a hitman. She's the fucking hottest woman that ever lived. Okay?
Okay.
For some reason, her life is shit. She can't figure out how to work things. She needs to kill her husband. Of course, she has to be redeemable, so her husband is abusive. Right.
Okay.
That's one thing they never do with like the hot woman who's single in a movie. They never give her like real hot women problems. Like
She's dumb.
I haven't got the right amount of pills in combination that make
right.
me not fucking crazy every day.
My man didn't buy me the right bag.
Yeah. I'm
I
addicted to meth.
I've got a dick.
I have to scratch the spiders out of my arms every 4
HIV
hours.
positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
All those hot girl
They never
problems.
do the in real life, because that would be realistic. I'm like, oh, that's why there's nobody here in the picture. That
Got
makes
it.
sense.
So she's getting ready to hire a hitman. Now, here's two things that these two people know about each other.
Mhm.
He knows that she wants to pay somebody to kill her husband.
All right.
She knows that. And what she knows about him, even though he's pretending, is that he kills people for a living. That's what these two people know about each other. Okay. But he's like, oh no, you've been abused by this guy. I don't want you to get in trouble. Here's your money back. Go solve your. Also, text me if you have any problems.
Oh, so now he's kind of invested in her.
Yeah.
By the way, she's trying to hire somebody to kill her husband. Okay.
Yeah.
He's like, text me if you have any problems.
Does he?
He sees no red flags there.
No,
I like
he's fine with it.
All right,
And
that's
so
cool.
now,
Does he prior to this? Because I take it they show you what his is. I'd say grift, but what they show his process is. Does he then take that person and turn them over to law
that's
enforcement?
as soon
prior?
as they get what they need because they're bugged.
Yeah.
They
Okay, so he's
the cops
working with-
meet him outside.
Okay, so this is like To Catch a Predator,
Right.
but To Catch a
And in this
Hitman.
case,
And
he
this is the real object of the movie is that throughout there, this is where he goes from fake hitman to he gets called hitman for all the pussy he's banging.
Yeah.
so now he
Hits, man.
this guy is now the girl texts him. Hey, thanks for your advice. I decided to open up this dog rescue or whatever.
No.
Now she knows he's a hitman.
Mhm.
He kills people for a living.
So
He-
she thinks.
Right, but then she's like, I need you to come and see me. And then she's like, I don't. He goes, well, I can't have a relationship with you because I can't let anybody really know about the real me because I'm a hitman. She goes, I don't care. So she now is fucking a guy who kills people for a living, as far as she
So
knows.
she
Okay.
thinks.
And he is now fucking a girl who, by the way,
is willing to hire a hitman to get
is willing to hire a
murdered.
hitman, and
Yeah,
not only
yeah.
is she willing to hire a hitman, but
Is she still with the abusive ex, or has she
no,
since left him?
they're apart.
Okay.
So what happens? She kills her husband.
Oh,
yeah.
By the way,
no.
this is like a rom-com. I'm kid you not.
Okay.
Okay.
She kills her husband. He wants her to get away with it. So he jumps through all these hoops to try to have her get away with it. But one cop realizes what's going on. They kill him.
Hell yeah.
So he becomes the thing he pretended to be.
It's a comedy.
This is a comedy?
It's a comedy.
it's pretty
They
hilarious.
kill him.
Damn.
You're supposed to be okay with all this stuff because at the end they end up together and everybody loves it. So everybody's like,
Makes sense.
like, how the fuck can you wrap your head around this girl thinks she is in love with a hitman? This guy knows that he's in love with somebody who fucking murdered somebody.
Is it pretended comedically?
And then you know what? Check it out.
I'll watch it.
okay?
right,
Check
I'm
it
in.
out.
I'm
I
into
could
it.
not fucking wrap my head around when they killed the fucking cop at the end. I'm like, and then don't worry. By the way, he was a dirty cop. So it's all
Oh,
good.
okay. So they
It's a
give him a
dirt-
back. No, it's
he's a
okay.
dirty
He was
cop.
planting evidence
That's
on
right.
people.
He was trying to bribe him. So did
Okay.
you fucking murder him? You know how they murder him? They put a fucking plastic bag over his head and suffocate him to
Oh,
death.
this
the
is-
I
nicest
fucking kid
way.
you
Man,
not.
you want to watch a great comedy? This guy, he gets tricked on.
Oh
going on
my
this,
god!
he
And
gets
I'm
tricked.
watching it, and I'm like, what?
going on this cruise, and he's out at sea. He's like, "Oh my god, I'm not supposed to be here. How the hell do I get off this boat?" But it turns out he kind of gets along with one of the guys on the boat. They start to become friends, and he gets to visit all kinds of new places he's never been to before. Check it out. It's called Amistad. And that movie sounds fucking dark. the way
So
you
Kelsey
describe-
says now I don't have to watch it. Joe just told us everything. That's correct. I did tell you
but
everything.
you haven't seen the
Like-
flavor. I'm
no,
still, now, you actually
I
sold
told
me
you
to watch-
everything. Go watch it anyway, and tell me if I'm crazy. I'm watching this going, how can you not hate all these characters?
Well,
They
well,
are fucking. They're
I mean,
cool with everything.
frankly, I've never been in love with somebody so much that I was willing to kill a police officer. Maybe I've just never been in that much love.
You know, I've said this
you
before.
know?
If Katie kills somebody, I'm like, I'm sorry, and I go right to the police and I
Really?
tell on her.
What if they were a bad person though? What if they were a dirty
yeah,
cop?
yeah. What if they tried to bribe somebody?
I immediately go to the cops. I might actually, I might plant evidence on certain people, make it look like they killed someone. Like, hey, but I didn't do it. Well, the evidence points otherwise.
So check out Hitman.
Oh,
That's
hell
the
yeah.
point.
What's the one you were trying to sell me on that I'm going to watch this weekend? It's called The Coffee Table.
Oh yeah, I watched a movie last week called The Coffee Table, and if it came out in 2022, and I think I had to rent it for like $4
Okay.
because I had heard about it, and this is a story about a young family, and this family has a dominating spouse, the lady in the movie.
Gotcha.
She dominates the relationship with the man,
Matriarch.
right? She's a
Yes.
matriarch, and they have a new baby. They just moved into a new place. She's chosen everything about the place, right? And it's actually written very funny. The dialogue in it is subtitled.
As funny as
It's just-
Hitman.
I can't compare. I can't compare, but I did laugh a lot, even in like the first 20 minutes of this movie. He gets to choose one thing, and it's a coffee table. And
Okay.
he buys it from this sleazy furniture salesman who's just like, this glass is indestructible, and they cannot break, and cannot do this. This coffee table will change your life. And it's literally like two nude women that are like
Okay.
this.
Right.
She hates it. He was like, you've never let me choose. I didn't even get to choose the name of my own son. I didn't even get a choice in that. You named it this, and it's some ridiculous name or whatever.
Right.
So it starts off very lighthearted. And he gets this coffee table, he gets his wish. And after about minute 15 into this movie, I don't want to spoil it because you should watch it.
Had Joe seen
Something-
it, he'd have told us what happened.
something happens that it takes such a dark turn. This coffee table does change their life. Indeed, it does change their
Is it
life.
like Christine?
He says,
This
it'll
coffee
change,
table.
It'll change your life for the better. Can I tell you something? The jokes in this are so dark that one of the opening bits is that this guy comes. One of the plot points in this is that his wife goes into their new flat apartment, and then a 12-year-old girl comes in from down the hallway, and she goes, "Hey, when are you going to tell your wife about us?"
Oh,
And he goes, first of all, there is no us. He's like, you
No.
kissed me in the elevator. He goes, no, you actually jumped up out of nowhere and kissed me on the mouth. There is no us. Goodbye now. He was like, you're gonna run away with me. So it starts off with a 12-year-old who's trying to fuck an adult. Okay,
Oh.
that's the nicest joke that happens in this movie.
Now,
It's
is there
got a
somebody
good
in
rating.
it that it's got an 85%?
There's nobody you know in it. It's a
Okay.
foreign film. It is subtitled. I can tell you though, what happens at the 20-minute mark, you're gonna have two reactions. Oh my God, I don't know if I can continue watching this movie. Or if I'm Justin Schlegel, I think he laughs so hard.
Okay.
I'm
He has
telling you
no
right now,
problem
I'm
continuing
telling
to
you,
watch it.
the rest
I'm
of this movie.
at peace with it. What was the movie you suggested to me about? It was like a Spanish horror film where there was some sort of
Evil Lurks.
Evil Lurks.
Yeah,
Have you
Evil
seen
Lurks is a
Evil
good one.
Lurks?
No.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil it. There's not a lot to spoil. There's a scene in this movie that is taken over. It's usurped. The king that sat on the throne of scenes you shouldn't laugh at, but I couldn't help it, which is originally Deep Blue Sea, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Where in the movie Deep Blue Sea, which came out in the 90s,
Oh,
so
yes.
go fuck yourself, when he does a Samuel L. Jackson style monologue after Pulp Fiction, that's what he was known for in his 90s and early 2000s films. He had that Samuel L. Jackson moment, and he's yelling, we're not going to fight anymore, and we're going to get this shark, and we're going to get it. Our shark dives out, grabs him, and fucking just starts pounding him and pulls him down into the water. And you're like, did that shark just eat Samuel L. Jackson? There's no way he's got to live at the end. There is a scene in Evil Lurks
Okay.
with a dog and a 4-year-old that you go, there's no way what's about to happen is going to happen.
Okay.
And the film was looking at you going, no, it's going to
happened.
happen. You go,
Oh, it
no,
happened.
no. It's not
All
going
right.
to happen, though, because no self-respecting filmmaker would not just film it, but hold the camera on it and keep cutting back to it repeatedly. And it's so violent and so shocking that it circles all the way around to physical comedy. Mudge comes down wanting to know what I'm scream laughing. I mean, I let out a roar that she came down and goes, what's so funny? And I go, you don't want to know. Like, it doesn't, what are you watching? I'm like, I'll show you if you want me to show you. She doesn't cuss. She dropped the loudest F-bomb I've ever heard when they show what this dog does. I'm telling you, you can turn the movie. The movie's great, but that should have been at the end. Because, I mean, it's like, it would be like if Skinner played Freebird 3 songs into a set.
Yeah,
you're like, you should have saved that for the end.
It's not just what happens. It's what happens for like the next 3 minutes
It
after that.
keeps cutting to
So good.
what the dog is doing.
It's so good.
Because at first, like, oh, that's
I love
awful. Oh, it's still doing it. Jesus Christ, the dog won't let go. And then everything else in that film happens. It is a rough watch.
But I will tell you, as far as a darkness of this movie, the coffee table goes,
Okay.
After you understand what's happening, the rest of the movie feels like a ticking time bomb. It feels like you're watching a time bomb go off. You're like, okay, he's got this much time. Okay, he's got this much time. Okay, he's got this much time. And then you know what the ending is going to be. You'll know in 20 minutes. You're like, oh God, this is going to go really.
I will watch it.
So,
Let's take a break. On the other side of this, here's a little taste of one of our DLP Patreon episodes. Don't forget 7-Eleven Patreon Palooza. Every single DLP Patreon paid, unpaid podcast you haven't heard from in forever. $5. $5 get you in. Anything more than that, please take advantage of some of those extra perks.
The 5 horsemen.
That's it right there. The 5, baby. One stinking Lincoln. Enjoy. This is behind the DLP Patreon paywall.
So my cookie is Christina Applegate.
Have you seen Christina Applegate?
Have I seen her?
Google Christina Applegate.
Okay.
And tell me Christina Applegate now. Google her right now.
And
She's about 300 pounds.
nuh-uh.
She's also can't walk. She's got like MS. And she has some bacterial infection because she ate like feces and she's like bedridden and she's depressed and she won't leave her room.
Okay.
I want you to Google her right
Okay,
now.
I will. Here's what it says. Christina
has MS.
Applegate says she doesn't enjoy living anymore after I'm trapped in
She's
this.
going to be hilarious
Okay,
in,
hold
your,
on.
in your movie.
This, by the way, this article that I'm reading
Yeah.
is from 3 days ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I know.
And here's the
I
title.
just told you she doesn't leave her house anymore.
Okay, listen, if you're out there, okay, I had one bad pick. All
Just
right.
like Mel Gibson.
Let's go. Don't let this be the deciding factor.
Let it be, guys.
It
He
says
doesn't he did his research about the fact that there was a 20-page script, but he doesn't know that freaking Christina Applegate is literally can't walk because she has MS.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoy it. Patreon.com. It's in all of our bios. Please, please, please. Laughs Count Anywhere with Erik. Dork Dynasty with Erik. HotBussy.com. The special.
That gets you all the hottest bussy
All
on
the
the market.
hottest bussy. Hey, what's been up with Dad?
Oh,
The king of the segue.
Yeah.
And okay, this happened 2 hours ago.
By the
Oh,
way,
shit.
I love Gramps stories.
Hell
and
yeah, man.
Everyone, I feel like you wait longer and longer to share Gramps stories lately.
I want
Can
you
I
to
tell that?
know that this story doesn't end poorly. So when you hear the beginning, you know everything ends up okay.
Okay.
I get a call at 3:00 from my father.
He's hired a hitman.
Oh no.
That's right. He goes, you busy? I go, well, Dad, it's the middle of the workday.
Yeah.
I have a job. He goes, well, can you come get me from the emergency room?
Oh.
I said,
Oh shit.
sure, I can come get you. What's going on? He goes, well, I was having some chest pains.
Just here I'm eating some wounded pussy.
I was having some chest pains.
I got lockjaw from eating all this pussy.
I got pink eye and a reason you don't want to know about.
So they called an ambulance.
Well, they told me to call a doctor if it stayed this way for over 4 hours.
I got what they like to call a shit tooth.
My father, by the time they get there, they do the test. My father doesn't have chest pains anymore. Everything's
Okay.
good.
Good. That's good.
Take him anyway. They drive him to the emergency room. They do these tests. Nothing's wrong with him.
Okay.
You're perfect. Okay.
I decided I'm not dying anymore.
Okay. So he calls me up and he goes, hey, can you come get me from the emergency room? I go, yeah, no problem. So I pull it. He's standing outside the emergency room.
Gown, ass out.
Okay. I'm like, huh.
He's got an
okay.
IV that he
So
gave
I,
himself.
so I pick him up and I'm driving him back to the place. I go, what happened? He goes, well, he goes, I'm having some chest pains. By the time they got there, I was okay, but they wanted to take me anyway. They ran some tests. And then he goes, and then they told me that they wanted to run some more tests. And he goes, but I felt fine. I go, okay. Wait a minute. Do they know you left? He goes, no.
He didn't get discharged. He just dipped. Oh, Jesus. So they got a broken arrow. They got one out in the wild.
They have
Oh,
an 81-year-old man
Oh, no.
that was having chest pains that disappeared.
Just
He's
got
gone.
up and walked.
And I literally, and I'm the one, is this a crime? I don't even know. Am I allowed to do this?
Honestly, that's kind of on the hospital. That's a nice little stress test for their security and procedures because that's not good.
So I pick him up and I drop him off, and I'm not going in to talk to those people. I just let him waltz right back into the.
No. Tell them you're leaving.
I know. I make him walk back into his assisted living facility. I'm not going in there to explain that he left without getting those tests.
Oh my
So as far
God.
as I know, I don't know what the fuck happened.
You just dropped him back off.
I just dropped him back off, and he just meandered right back into the place.
Deuces.
Everything's
I'm out.
fine. And you
But-
know what they're doing? They're calling his name probably right now. Because what happened was they go, he goes,
Robinson.
my
Robinson.
my dad goes, he goes, well, how long do you think till I get seen? They go, we probably won't be able to see you for about 2 hours.
Maryland found out today. Longest ER wait times in the
Right.
country.
So
All right.
as soon as they say that,
We did it again.
that was
Number
it.
one, boys.
So now that was 5 hours ago. But you realize at 5, when he's already been back to his place watching Family Feud, they called his name.
Yeah.
And he did.
He wasn't there for roll call.
He didn't. They lost an 81-year-old
Do they-
man.
Do
God
they have to
damn.
go? Do they have to go into his his room, and then they looked behind the poster, and there was a giant hole that he had cut through. That he
yeah.
Shawshanked his way out.
Can I also say that the
Did they
people
fling the covers back on the bed where he pretended to be sleeping, but it's just an elderly special needs black woman that he's tied up? She
They-
looks like a
She's
bullfrog.
only wearing insurance papers.
hey,
It's a
they
pile of huge bras.
they called me. The facility did and said, "Hey, your father's having chest pains. We're sending him to the emergency room." I didn't hear it. I didn't see it.
Yeah.
By the time I saw it, I was picking him up from the emergency room.
Does he know, Eric, about the text you got? Remember last episode? You got a text you shouldn't have
Oh,
got.
yes. Yeah, I got a text that said, "Call me now."
Call me from
Oh,
the
yeah,
facility.
From the
I did hear
facility.
about
Call
it.
me
Right.
now.
I did
So
hear
anyway-
about
That's
that.
the type of text you want to get in this situation. Call me now. What's going on? Dad's going to the ER.
Right.
Thank you for telling me.
But actually, in this circumstance, I don't want it. I don't want that text. I love my father, but I know what's happening. If they send me that, all of a sudden my life is turned upside down. Meanwhile, he's right back. He's in his recliner right now,
Hell yeah.
chewing his nicotine gum,
Hell yeah.
watching Family Feud.
Boofing is in.
Right, everything's fine.
Hell
Everything's
yeah.
fine. So as far as the assisted living facility knows, they think they called me Said my father had chest pains and was sent to the hospital, and I did nothing. They have no idea that
They
I'm
think
gonna-
you're just degenerate.
They think I don't give a shit,
They
right?
just dump their father off.
Meanwhile, I'm giving them back my problem. That now goes back to you. It's
Yeah.
your issue now. You deal with
drop
them.
them right back off.
Do we have any idea where the chest pains came from, or is it just an old man's body crapping out?
Who
on him?
knows? He said it went up to his jaw. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be dismissive of it, but also every time they do his blood work, it's better than mine. So
Well,
it's like, yeah.
I found out that at the 10th piece of nicotine, it really sends me into a little bit of a shock.
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. He's getting all new teeth.
My teeth have grown back.
He's getting all new teeth. And he's not allowed to chew his nicotine gum, which he's been chewing for 40 years.
How does he chew?
Well, let's get him
to
some.
gum?
Let's get him some Zins.
Yeah,
Hook
well,
him
they're
up.
going to give him a
Yeah.
patch. Is
Mac
what they're going to do.
Bergson sending another care package.
So one more thing I want to talk about people related to me. Let's talk real quick about my wife.
Okay,
Please listen to
dude, the content.
please
Boom,
listen to
boom,
Here's Why
boom.
You're Wrong. Here's Why You're Wrong. We actually love doing it, but I'm getting fucking murdered in this thing.
You're
Okay.
getting you've gained a little ground from the Big Lebowski bloodbath.
Yeah, you
Dark
got destroyed
Knight-
there.
Dark Knight, it was a little closer of a race.
I
in the
still
most-
lost both.
You lost both,
The
but
thing
it
is,
was
I
closer, more
I
competitive.
voted for you in the Dark Knight, but here's the thing: your top picks for those were great, but all her bottom picks were so much better. That's the
Maybe,
problem.
but now we just did Best in Show.
Excellent movie.
I have one real bad pick, which is going to cost me.
I haven't listened to this one yet.
Yeah, and this
Edward
is a
James
tease.
Olmos.
No, I picked Christina Applegate for Cookie, who is a Catherine
Oh,
O'Hara
because
character.
you didn't know what she's going through in real life.
She has MS. She can't walk. She weighs 300 pounds, and she's lost her will to live. And I cast her. And then, okay, so there's that. And now we just did Grease. We just finished Grease.
Okay.
Damn.
But it's really fun. But she's really getting annoyed. It's a real thing. She's really getting annoyed
No,
with me during.
it's audible.
Yeah. So we're driving, and we just record one. She already has her. She's already, what's it called? Don't come at a man when he's got his temperature up from LA Confidential.
There you go. Yeah.
So we pull up next to a smart car. Katie has her Tesla.
Okay.
Okay. My window's down in the passenger seat. His window's down. I turn around and I go, "You want to race?"
You said this to the other guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
Yeah.
Tesla fucking goes.
Well, it's obviously a joke. The guy's driving a fucking roller skate. Okay. He has a smart car. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's a joke that anybody would get.
Yeah.
He goes, "No, I don't want to race." So
He
now,
thought you guys were going to wind it up in the quietest drag
So
race of
now-
all time.
now the guy, so Katie's already fucking pissed off at me. Now I have to explain a joke to the guy that's sitting in the car
Okay,
next
sir,
to me.
You don't know.
Yeah.
We do
Yeah.
a podcast
Right, right.
about movies.
I go, no,
First of
I
all,
go-
I knew your car was shit.
Yeah,
That was the
right,
joke.
right,
Joke
Yeah,
number
right.
one.
I know you're driving
Yes.
doorstop.
Yeah. And then, so I swear this is true. I go, no, I'm kidding. I know you don't want to race. He goes, actually, this car's pretty fast. He's now
Okay,
defending.
now-
He's now defending his car.
Now we have to. By the way, it's not.
Now
I've
it has
been
to.
in
Now we
a.
have to. Now we have.
Have you ever been in a smart car?
Yeah, I could. It's
Why?
the only car I ever saw that I felt I could comfortably knock over. Like I could do it just from
Yeah.
like not rocking. I think I could. Actually
No,
push
you
it
could
over.
absolutely. You get into a deep sumo squat.
Oh, yeah.
You could flip that thing.
Dude, I'm huge in a smart car. I rode past a shotgun in a smart car before.
I'm in this golf cart of mine now that I will tip drunk before the end of summer. I was in that thing. I'm tipping this thing. Now
Yeah.
I didn't drive it. I was in the passenger seat. I'm like, this thing's gonna tip.
You're not supposed to go over 30 miles an
Dude,
hour.
I swear I could take a smart car, just me, 40-year-old Erik Woodworth, and treat it like the water fountain in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I fuck
Easy. Oh yeah, you could Tonto that thing through the wall. So
I'm not
everyone can
talking
escape.
shake. I mean consistent, solid push until it's all the way over, like that.
So
Sort of it.
yeah, that's funny that he thought it was going to happen. Hey, you came in earlier today saying something has occurred at
Yeah.
work, life,
No,
comedy
life.
that hasn't happened in 4 years.
Wet
Yeah.
dream,
Something
nocturnal emish.
Did you bust?
something happened to me.
Shum.
It's been a while since this has
So
happened.
you bust during a deuce.
I was on a 4-year streak of it not happening.
Oh no.
You shat yourself?
I went downstairs and I was a little bit gassy that day.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, nice.
But I was having like good boisterous farts, like the real loud kind.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, Erica really hates them, so I try to be respectful of her, how she feels about them. And when I leave the room, I'm like, fuck yeah, it's time to rip.
Let's rip.
I went downstairs to go grab myself another beer. Ready? I was like, and it felt good. There's no surprise. Fully shit my pants.
Full on
and a
shit
lot.
yourself?
I'm telling you, but like a lot.
Like not like a
Like,
it's a little dollop.
you do?
Like full.
What'd you
dog.
do?
So I felt it, and I was like, I gotta get underwear right now and get into the shower. And when I took them off, I looked at the situation in there.
You had to throw those away.
They went in the garbage. They
Oh,
had to go in
me.
the garbage.
Yeah, there's
immediately.
been some that I'm like, these are in the woods.
I was on a 4-year streak though of not doing that.
You know when the last time that happened to me?
Coles.
Today.
Oh my God! Did you wait? So was that's last night?
No, that was
Today.
last
I'm not
Sunday.
kidding.
So Sunday. Oh,
Today. I'm in.
Yes!
I'm
Oh,
upstairs
touch
in the kitchen.
anything.
Right.
Hold
I don't
hands
even-
for
here's
the
the
rest of the segment.
Here's the deal. I don't want my wife to hear this because she
She's in
thinks that
chat.
I'm constantly shitting myself,
It's funny
because-
because you want
which
to know,
are.
I'm not. I'm not constantly shitting myself.
The
I'm not.
slackest asshole.
but that's the funniest part. You want to know the funniest part about all this?
Hmm.
I come up because I disappeared for 20 minutes when I was talking to Erica. You know what she does?
What?
She texts Katie. She goes,
Yeah.
"Hey, how long is how much
frequent,
is how
yeah.
frequent is it too much if you shit your pants?" And she goes, I mean, more than once a year is a real problem.
Mhm.
And then Erica texted back and said, "You're a different lady than I thought you were."
Yeah.
Because
I'm
you
good for
shit
1 a
your
year.
pants so much that Katie defended my shit.
I think that because we're so public about me shitting my pants, it probably is more than once a year,
April
but
23rd.
it's not it's not
Never
we're not
forget.
talking about
forget.
monthly.
Right.
It just unfortunately it happened today, so the
Joe's
timing is
underwear's
bad,
9/11.
but literally today, and I'm always worried because I think my wife thinks I shit my pants too much.
Okay.
So I don't ever want her to know that it's
Well,
happened.
now has it happened more than once this year?
Right.
Because it's right near an area you like her to get close to as
Well,
much
well,
as you
well,
can.
Right now, if this is your only one you've had this year, that's it. That's
You're
all
sit-
you and I have.
That's
And
it.
Well, it's the
Katie's
middle of
eyes,
the
we're
year.
trash.
It's
Yeah.
the middle of the year. But what happened is
You felt it quick.
I did it. I caught it in my butt
Tec-
cheeks. You've done that, right?
Technically, the new year shit for you is April 23rd.
Right,
So
right,
you
right.
Have, you have a long time to
Yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah.
So I caught it in my butt cheeks. You've done that, right? I caught
Okay.
it, and of course, then I work my way over. The bathroom is immediately
Penguin your way over there.
the powder room, the one that's downstairs. I'm over by the sliding glass door. I don't have to go very far, but it happens. So the first thing I do is I'm like, okay,
Dude, I have to play this in a second. Go ahead.
if it's in my underwear, I got to wash that shit out because if Katie sees that, she's going to think it happens all the time, which
Yeah.
it doesn't, right? It doesn't happen all the time. But luckily it was, it was all in, it was
You
a
caught-
mess.
You caught it.
It was a mess.
You clamped down.
It was a mess.
I wish you would take a Tim Robinson approach and be like, "You think I shit my pants once a year?
Once a year? I shit my
Those are
pants.
kids' numbers."
Once a day. Those are amateur numbers,
Yeah.
and you're talking to a pro. There is.
Yeah.
You're not going to believe this, but this is true. I'm going to play you some audio on the fly. When you said just now, you caught it in your ass.
Uh-huh.
You're able to catch it.
Yes.
This is a show. Look this up. It's called The Bully and the Beast. And I apologize for the quality of audio. I'm going to literally play it out of my phone. You have seen this clip before.
I've seen this clip. It's good.
You're
It's a good clip.
you're not going to believe. This might be the only man on earth that goes to the bathroom like this. And he lives in the United States of America.
Okay.
Yeah.
In a first world country. We've all heard of the lady that went to college with the poop knife.
Yeah.
That she had the poop knife she brought to the dorm, and they're like, "What is that?" I was like,
Poop
"It's a
knives
poop knife."
exist everywhere.
Poop
though.
knives. They actually
Yeah.
will sell a poop knife. Here, I'm going to turn this up. Enjoy this what the fuck moment that you catching shit in your ass reminded me of.
No, I've never shitted in a tissue before. You touch shit every single day if you shit. Like, you don't wipe yourself? It got shit in the tissue when you wipe yourself. You don't know how to
Shit
get
is in
the... Why are you touching the shit? The tissue is for the shit. That's what I'm saying. You grab shit all the time.
No,
with the
you're not
tissue.
saying that. You don't. Yeah, you
You're not
wipe.
wiping, you grab the shit.
You don't grab. Why are you grabbing
Hold
shit?
on, hold on.
Do you got
So you
shit stuck
telling
in
me-
your ass while
Hold
you're
on, hold
taking?
on. So you telling me that y'all just let the doodle fall in the toilet? Y'all don't catch it every time? Yo.
I am about to leave, bro.
This guy catches it
He has toilet paper in his hand,
and he catches
and
the
as
shit.
he catches the shit. He shit like this his whole life.
Pulls it out.
If it's on his way out, he'll reach up with the toilet paper and pull the shit
Now,
out of his ass.
But-
now, admittedly, have you ever guys had like a shit that's like really hurts to come out, right?
After
Painful.
quite a bit of
listen.
oxycodone,
Yeah,
and they become
and
Lincoln
cheese.
Long Dry. A
I'll
lot
go
of
up
peanuts.
in there. I'll go up in there and try to extract.
That's not a Robinson problem.
No, smooth
Okay.
movement.
We're
Jerry
on the
Solomon.
we're in the other direction.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm never putting
Yeah.
my hand
Smoothie.
anywhere near that shotgun blast. Trust me, there ain't a lot of pushing in my world. It's a lot of my ass
Yeah.
is like, I'll take it from here,
Yeah.
and then
I've never had a problem.
No.
Hey, hand to God, I've never been constipated.
You've
Ever?
never been constipated?
Really?
Hey, tell us you've never been addicted to pills.
Yeah.
About telling us you've never been addicted to pills. Hey! Shout out to all my Percocet heads out there. Shout out to all my friends in the chat tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us on a DLP agenda. Before the end of the week, myself, Erik Woodworth, Chris Karlheim are going to be putting out a new Dork Dynasty comedy. Video games. There was a big new Xbox showcase this past week with a ton of new games coming out. We'll get into that. And most importantly, Hot BUSSI, BUSSI.com, the new special, Transparent. It is out tomorrow, June 12th. Get it on YouTube. What are all the socials? What are all the everything that people can follow to find and share Transparent?
Easiest way to find anything Erik social, as well as that, you can go to erikcomedy.com. Erik with a K, comedy with a C. Otherwise, just look that shit up there, and I have links at the webpage for that. Check it out. And hotbussy.com gives you links for everything else, man. That's all. Only two websites you need to know.
I'm going to download it, but I was actually there when it was recorded.
Uh-huh.
Right, do I have to listen to it?
Do you have to listen to it?
No, if I download it, do you get the credit that you follow what I'm saying?
I think so.
Download it and listen to it for 30
it's
seconds.
On YouTube. That's all it is.
You need
right.
You need
I just play.
seconds.
I mean, a play. I'm gonna get a play. Okay.
Yeah, I don't care if you don't watch it.
But but I've literally seen the show.
Listen, you're not recording fucking podcasts down here 24/7. I want it running on loop.
Done.
Loop
Done.
this goddamn thing. Get something. And again, share it. Thank you so much. We are the DLP Agenda.